Hello everyone, welcome back to another Minecraft commands tutorial video, and today we'll be looking at how to make custom mechs. So, for the first thing, we'll be looking at the simple stuff, which is just the open controller, which gives you this cool camera angle. You can see you up there. Okay. So this is the open NPC dialog command. So execute as at S positioned 1.5 blocks, so that's crouch detection, and I got this from Guppy Duck's video, but I modified it, so I will leave that in the description if you want to check that out. So unless entity at S dx, so distance x axis, run slash dialog open at E type equals NPC at A has item stick location slot dot weapon dot main hand, and then data of 2, so not anyone that crafts a stick can have. Here's the other one that I just the camera, so it's basically the same thing, but instead you're saying run camera at P, and you can change this to at A, so it's anyone. I just did at P because I was testing and it was just easier to do that, but you can change this that hey, unless you have multiple people in the world, then it will break, and you need to find a way to just make it different by like adding a tag. You could say like right here you could have tag equals, I don't know, player 1 or something, and then do that for another person, and do that for both ones if you want to do it 2-player or multiple other players. You get the idea. So same thing as before. If they have an item in their main hand of data 2, and then set their camera to Minecraft free, so that's the free camera, and then position see, I think it's the X value at flow 5 on the X-axis. It goes to the left, I think, and then 6 up on the Y value. So this is what, and then it faces the player. So that's how I get the camera angle that I just demonstrated. Slash ticking area, add circle, and then radius of 4. Name string, and then you just call it commands, and then preload true. This is the mech model. I actually no, this is not it. This is a test. So this, well, it's the same thing, but this is the mech model right here. This structure block is in the perfect ratio, so it won't have any filling problems like this one. So basically what I had to do is, so there's an air gap between each side of the mech. So in the front there's an air gap, and between this like right here there's an air gap right there, and there's an air gap right there. So every time it moves forward, moves left, moves right, or moves backwards, it doesn't leave behind blocks. So that's why I'm using this and not this. And this is a very simple mech build. It's nothing special, you know, just some copper blocks. You have a door up here you can go in. You can make a ladder at the bottom or something. And then I'll show you my settings here. So I just need M2 to make it easy. So Mech 2, my second version of the mech, and then it's 6 by 7 by 8. So if you want to make a bigger mech, then you have to make sure there's an air gap on each side. I didn't do one on the top because I don't have like a jetpack or whatever, so where you can't move, or I should have said you can't move upwards. So that's, if you want to do that, that's fine. I don't think I figured it out completely, but how to get this guy to you. But basically, every time you step on a block, you could trigger. I'll just show you how to do that. Execute at A, and then has item blah blah blah. If block is command block or some unique block, and then that you put on the mech that you'd be standing on, and then if they're standing on that block, then this NPC will teleport near you, because the NPCs have limited range. But anyways, so this is the NPC. The name doesn't really matter. So for each of these ones, we have it filling a location, which I'll show you in a minute. So for move forward, we have it fill up this location, and so on and so forth. So this is just sends this to this over here to make it more simple, because I don't think you can add like more than one branch of commands in here for one thing. So I just did this. So this is move forward. So so this right here, see N1, this is north 1. So I'm going to show you this over. Okay, so I took an armor stand and I named it N1, and then I saved it in the structure. This is S1. So I named it and then I saved it. But make sure you save the structure and then you destroy it. Otherwise, the mech will try to spawn, or the structure will try to load there, destroying all this or some stuff. So that's not good. And then so it loads on north 1 at let's see, that's y value of negative. So negative 4 blocks downward, and then 3 blocks to the z-axis. So that this be this way, and then execute at n1, or name equals n1, run structure load n2. So that's north 2, and then -4. Because you can't, I don't think you can move 3 directions with one armor stand. I'll show you why I have to use armor stands first place. It's because for the structure to load, it needs to load like right here. Otherwise, it'll just move it. Like if you're loaded up here, it'll be floating in the air. I could show you this. Slash structure load M2. So yeah, it will just make it floating in the air. But if you load it right, let's see, am I lined up? I believe right here. I might have messed this up. No, okay, I did. So I think it's like right here. If you load it right there, it will load there every time. So if you want to move forward, you have to load something right here. So that's why I have armor stands. I have one that goes right here, and then down right here, and then one that moves up right here, so it moves forward. So that's how that works. So you do the same thing with the other armor stand. You take a structure like this, and you name it, and then you run structure load M2, so that's the one I just showed you, Mech 2. Okay, so that looks, and then this resets the system so it doesn't, well actually this is not a repeating command block, but that's just so you can move forward again. So it sets it to air so you can move forward again if you want, and I'll demonstrate that in a second. And then it kills N1 so it doesn't load it again the next time you try it out, and then it kills N2 so it doesn't break. And then it teleports you forward because every time every time it moves forward, you move backward, so eventually you'll just fall out of the mech. Okay, so where was I? I had some problems, so I'm just going to do on this one. So move forward, moves forward. What did I do wrong? Okay, move forward. Oh, I flipped some trapdoors. Okay, that's fine. This is just my backup because something went wrong on the other one. So I figured out what happened in my copy world is that I had 2 of these NPCs, and I can only have one. So like if you want to have multiple people controlling a mech, then you have to have one NPC for each of them. You can just use a structure load command to duplicate the NPC and then specify it by its name. So like type equals NPC, and then comma name P1 or something. Okay, so next we have the backwards motion. So it's basically the same. You can create new structures for this. So you load that structure according to where the player is standing over there in the mech, and then execute at the armor stand, run structure load the second armor stand, south 2, and then execute at south or S2, run structure load mech 2 at that location, and then reset this, and then delete the armor stand so it doesn't break, and then teleport the player 1 block forward. Teleport the NPC, so /TP at victim target E type equals NPC, and then AS. So I have to, there we go, and then move backwards. There we go. So it teleports me forward so I don't phase out of the mech, and then I'm moving backwards. Now, one thing I did not mention earlier is you see this menu. There are other ways to activate each. Next direction is right. So this is going to be this. Well, it's going to be similar. It's not going to be the same. But this time, instead of moving 3 blocks on the z-axis, we're going to move 4 blocks, so we can move from where the mech is, and then we're going to move right 1, so it loads the structure to the right. And then I created east 1. I believe east is to the right. I might be wrong on that. It would be the first time. And then it moves -3 on the x-axis, the armor stand, so it can move right. And then at East 2 or E2, run structure load Mech 2, and then reset the system, kill the entities, and then teleport the person -1 on the Z-axis. So when they move right, the player doesn't phase out to the right, and it teleports them left to balance it out. So move right, and then the mech moves right. So yeah, that's that. Okay, move left. So same thing as before, except we're moving -2. Actually, this is the same as. No, it's not as different. So we're moving -2 blocks on the z-axis, and then we're moving it -3 blocks forward on the x-axis, and this is west, so that'd be left, I believe. Yes, it is left. Okay. And then reset the system, kill the entities, you get the idea, and then teleport the person +1 on the z-axis, because you're moving left, so you'd be moving this way. Left, move left 1, move left again, move left again, move left again. And there is a problem where it you have to activate the stick again to fix your camera, but there's other ways you could fix that. Each time you use the stick, it sets the camera, each time it goes to the command block sequence, it resets the camera to the same position I had it when you activate it. You could do that, or you could just, click left and then shift again and then exit out. So yeah, I'm going to start off first with the scoreboard objective. So if you haven't seen this before, if you want to check out a full scoreboard thing for a Skygen or something, then check out my 10 easiest commands video. So title raw, action bar, raw text, let's see, what is that? The 2 dots, I forgot what is that called. Bracket, parentheses, or actually it's not it's a angled bracket, raw text, and then the 2 dots, I think it's a colon, yeah, the colon, and then bracket, angled bracket, text, quotation mark, and then colon, quotation mark, cooldown. And this right here, this custom text, I do not know how to get on keyboard. What I did is I copy and paste this from someone on Xbox. So if you have a keyboard, the one that pulls up when you type things, I believe you can hold down on that key, and you could change depending on what letter it is. Cooldown, score, name. And that is, let's see, what is that called? I think it's the little star symbol right there. Objective cooldown. And then for the end of each title raw sequence, you need to have the angled bracket, or so here's the one from closing this. So that's angled bracket from this, or from this thing right here, and then there's another one for this, then one bracket for this, and then one for closing this. So there's a total of two angled brackets, and then one angled bracket. Otherwise it won't work. So if you do this wrong, it won't work. And this is this is going to be always active. I just had a lever so it wouldn't interfere with my intro and other things. So the fire cannon. So I'll demonstrate afterwards. So this is basically, the cooldown there. It basically adds, so the person activates it. It adds a cooldown of 10. And then it removes 1 until it gets down to 0, like it's about right about here. So once it gets here, it sets the block right behind the dispenser here. Right behind it, it makes a redstone block, and there's arrows in this dispenser. Which you need to save the structure if you haven't already with the arrows in it, otherwise it won't work. So that's the position that, according to my Mech, you have to change it based on yours. So it does a -1 on the x-axis, and then 2 on the z-axis, because you can only move 2 with the tildes, I believe. I might be wrong. And then it resets the system. Okay, so fire cannon, and then it fires it, and then boom. So this command right here just basically runs the particle sonic explosion at the type equals arrow. So any arrow will have the sonic effect. So if you want to have a different one, you would have to specify by, like, if it was near a player, you add a tag to it or something if you want to have different particles for each opposing player. And then this is the summons TNT. So execute at type equals arrow unless block below it is air. So if the block right below it is air, it will not summon TNT. So it won't just explode in the air. It has to actually hit the surface first. So if it hits the opposing mech, it will explode, or mobs. And then it kills the arrows, so it doesn't summon a ton of TNT and blow up your mech. So execute at E type equals arrow unless block above or below at -1. Air run kill type equals arrow, and then this is a chain conditional always active. If you want to check out how to get a rank such as Money Hog or PvP Pro or the Untouchable rank, which took me forever to figure out, by the way, which if you get hit once, you lose the rank. Let me just show you that really quickly. Boom, I lost the rank. So anyways, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.